Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I believe that this is the closest that XRP holders have been to a new high in 6 years, since early 2018, when XRP hit its all-time high of close to $4. This is the closest we've been since then. And I'm not the only one that supposes this, and there's no shortage of analysts at this particular point in time that say market's only going to be getting hotter. I want to share with you perspective from some, though, who expect that altcoins really going to be popping soon. XRP specifically going to hop up to at least $1.20 in the short term. And there's an analyst that says this actually probably is the last time you're ever going to be able to buy XRP under $1. And yeah, look, I know famous last words. I've heard that said by so many people, but eventually there does come a point where that actually could be true. You know, the people that were purchasing XRP 6 years ago for about half a penny were among the last people that would ever buy it so cheap, because once it did go, once it started running, it never went back down. It never went anywhere near half a penny. The lowest we saw, and it was very briefly, was in March 2020 when XRP got down to 10 cents, but nowhere near half a penny. And so the idea that we're going to see XRP under $1 after this market cycle, well, we'll talk about that, though. Plenty to discuss here, but before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. At the time I'm recording this, XRP is 62 cents, and Bitcoin is just a hair over 44,000. That happened right as I was recording the intro of this video. I saw it finally crept back above $44,000. In case anybody's curious, at the time I'm recording this, it is currently 10:50 a.m. That's Central Time, Saturday, December 23rd, 2023. Market cap for the asset class, 1.68 trillion, in Crypto Fear and Greed Index, 70 out of 100. Things only going to be getting hotter. Now, there was a little bit of, I don't know if you even want to call it a warning, but this is the latest post from chart analyst Credible Crypto on Bitcoin specifically, and he posted this 1:26 p.m. Central Time yesterday, so a little less than 24 hours ago. And he wrote, fresh asks appearing on Binance Bitcoin Spot. Think the intention is to force a liquidity grab. So think we may get a quick sweep of these lows before a reversal and continuation to the upside. And he had described this type of situation before, as he goes on to note in that post. And it looks like some of the levels you were talking about would have been closer to the lower 43,000s. Now, at this point, Bitcoin has been trending up for a good bit at this point and did get as low as $43,477. So we'll see what happens here. Now, as far as alt season, let's talk a little bit about this. So there's this post that was shared by chart analyst Greg Crypto. And what you're looking at right here is crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin. So all the altcoins, that's the chart that's on your screen right here. And he wrote the following. And he's not the only one that's sharing this type of message, but he wrote, alts are ready. The monthly time frame is witnessing a breakthrough in the macro range, accompanied by a bullish cross on the MACD. The crucial task for the bulls now is to transform this macro range into solid support. Alt season is knocking on the door, signaling an opportunity, but it's wise to secure profits while they're available. Yeah, well, I sure as hell will be doing that. For the first time ever, I anticipate that this market cycle will be the time I finally begin cashing out into United States dollars. I've just been accumulating and purchasing at various times for the last just over 6 years at this point that I've been in crypto. But this will be the time. This will be the run. This is my expectation anyway. Unless something goes way off the rails. I anticipate that I'm going to be selling like crazy. Either most or all of my crypto. Now, as far as, altcoins finally breaking through, I'll just note, like, it's very clear that altcoins, broadly speaking, have been in an accumulation range for like, what, a year and a half or so? Or for many of them, certainly over a year for the vast majority. You can always find outliers. And so it's very clear, like, we're finally at this moment where those coins in recent weeks have some of them started to creep up out of what would be considered the accumulation zone. And it's just kind of exciting to see, the notable move to the upside. And this is before we see euphoria. We're nowhere near euphoria. Just you can tell for a number of metrics I've been talking about in recent days. This is not what euphoria looks like. But it is excitement. And I'm excited about it. I'm having I'm having a great time. I hope you guys are too, because most of the last few years haven't been the most fantastic, right? In particular for XRP holders. I hope you guys are enjoying this too, because I think that there are a lot of people listening right now that actually will be achieving life-changing wealth thanks to crypto. There are a lot of people that are going to achieve this market cycle financial freedom. And as far as XRP, actually, before I get into XRP, I wanted to share with you a perspective, because this actually goes hand in hand with this idea of altcoins starting to pop off here. There was this headline from the Daily Hodl. Crypto analyst breaks down total crypto market cap, says Bitcoin seeing a top in dominance. And this interested me because, not that I'm completely sold on the idea that Bitcoin's gonna, the dominance is going to decrease. But when you see that happening, that's historically when you've seen altcoins just go absolutely ballistic. But you actually can see the price of Bitcoin rise even as dominance decreases. And all that would mean is that altcoins, broadly speaking, are just outpacing Bitcoin in terms of growth. And there's historical precedent for that too. So it can happen. But piece reads as follows. A widely followed crypto analyst says that the total crypto market cap is on its way up, even if a few hurdles still stand in its way. Crypto trader Michael Vanderpop tells his 677,900 followers on the social media platform X that crypto's market cap is facing an obstacle similar to what top crypto by market cap Bitcoin saw at $38,000. And here's the quote. The total market capitalization for crypto faces the same hurdle as Bitcoin did at $38,000. Breaking above $1.6 trillion is breaking back in the area prior to the Luna crash. This would mean targets are 1.85 trillion and $2.2 trillion, which are inevitable. Upwards trend is clear, end quote. Now, I certainly buy into this idea that there's going to be obviously an upward trend. I think that the next, 4, 5, 6 months, whatever is going to be at a minimum, probably going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be the most fun we've had in years, frankly. But as he noted here, when he's talking about the Luna crash, that's why I was saying, altcoins have been in accumulation zone for about the last year and a half. And so this is the last point where if you want to get into altcoins in that range, we're leaving it now. So this is pretty much it. And then things are just going to start going because the market moves in tandem, just broadly speaking. You can find some outliers, of course, but it is what it is. And so he does go on. I don't need to read the rest of the article. I just want to make that broad point. And then he does go on to state, quote, I sincerely believe we're facing a top on the Bitcoin dominance, end quote. Yeah, and so we'll see if he's right on that. I don't know. I don't have a strong feeling on that in terms of the timing. But again, even if it is the case, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin can't hit a new all-time high. And it better. Bitcoin better hit a new all-time high, because I do not believe that XRP is going to hit a new all-time high if Bitcoin doesn't. It'll just be another instance that would just be utterly frustrating, I think, for a lot of people out there, in which case we'd have to hold even longer or just not see it through, I guess. I'm going to be here no matter what, but I do think what's most probable at this point is things are going to get a lot more chaotic in a very fun way. Here's what eGreg Crypto had to say about XRP specifically. Here, I can make this chart full screen for you as well. So it's just an XRP price chart. He wrote, for those of you looking, he's kind of describing what's on here on your screen. XRP white, red, green. For better context, refer to the May 16, 2023 post about this chart. So what's ahead? Well, the white zone is ranging. Red lines, resistance, green line support. The 21-week moving average, or WMA for short, is a rock-solid support for XRP's price. XRP is currently grappling with macro resistance, but mark my words, the next surge in XRP will effortlessly cut through these resistance lines like a hot knife through butter, targeting $1.20 to $1.40 in a blink of an eye. XRP Army stays steady and accumulate XRP below $1 because it's unlikely, highly unlikely, to see XRP below that mark ever again. Okay, and so, look, I've been in crypto long enough, over 6 years now, to know that when people say you're not going to be able to buy it below this price range ever again, they're almost always wrong. Now, that's not an insult against eGreg Crypto. That's not why I say that. In fact, if there were ever a time to say it, this would be the time to say it, to be honest with you. I actually would be on board. I don't know if it's going to happen, and I don't make price predictions, not a chart guy here. But it doesn't sound crazy to say that at this particular moment, because this is the point where we're getting into the crazy fun part of the cycle. So just like I was saying at the outset of the video, for the people 6 years ago that were buying around half a penny, if you had said back then, yeah, this is probably the last time I'm going to be buying XRP at about half a penny, you would have been right, because it blasted up months later to over 40 cents. And even when it crashed back down, I don't remember how low it got again, even in 2017. It may have been like, maybe it was briefed to like 12, 13, 14 cents. I'd have to look at a chart, but nowhere near half a penny. And then it just ranged sideways for another half year before that crazy top. So we could potentially be seeing something like that again. I mean, there's certainly historic precedent for that. Even last market cycle, as frustrated as it was that the SEC made it so that XRP wouldn't hit a new all-time high. Even though that's the case, we did see XRP go on a couple different runs. So before the lawsuit happened, XRP ran up from about 20-something cents up to over 80 cents at the end of 2020. And then it cratered back down. There was the SEC attack, obviously. But then separately, months later, it went up. So the idea that we'd be seeing something similar now, if this is the fun part of the market cycle, the idea that we'd see XRP get up above $1 and in very short order doesn't sound crazy. And again, I'm not a chart guy, so I'm not making that prediction. I'm just saying that you don't need to be a chart guy to understand there's actually historic precedent for that type of behavior here. So wouldn't be surprised in the least to see that. And so as far as never being able to purchase XRP below $1 again, possibly. Because if you're talking about XRP finally hitting a new all-time high, like let's say that actually happens. How high is XRP going to get? Is it going to get to at least what? At least $10? I hope. I would hope it would. 10, 11, 12, 13 bucks. I mean, even if it just gets like 10 bucks, if you're talking about from there a 90% crash to get back down to the $1 mark. So yes, if XRP goes that high, the idea of it going below $1 becomes substantially less probable. So I actually don't think that's crazy. So most of the time over the last 6 years, when I see people say stuff like that, I kind of roll my eyes and go on with life. This is not a time where I'm going to be rolling my eyes over it when I see people say stuff like that, because look where we are in the market cycle. So we're going to find out together, but this is the time to be excited. There was also this post from Dark Defender, who recently exceeded over 100,000 followers on social media platform X. I can tell you that's not an easy thing to achieve. But he shared this XRP price chart, and this was from the 21st. This is the latest update for him, so I thought I'd share this as well. He wrote, XRP had a break in the daily time frame. I forgot how many ups and downs we had breaking the daily. The RSI is above 50, and having the breakout indicates that XRP is heading towards, yes, bravo, 66.49 cents again. It would be nice to have Xmas and a new year present touching $1.05. And so I just wanted to point out, this is yet another analyst that does believe in the short term, it is very plausible that we could be seeing XRP over $1. And I know it always seems impossible until it doesn't. And this is just how people get. It's moving sideways, you see other stuff popping off, then the emotions hit you, oh my god, but why isn't my XRP going? I've seen it too many times, folks. I've seen it with XRP and other cryptocurrencies. It's just humans being humans. Just the fact that it's not above $1 yet doesn't mean that it can't or won't be in the future. That's silly nonsense. So we'll see what happens. Oh, and by the way, as far as the SEC, I just wanted to briefly mention this. You can see the headline, SEC reportedly tells spot Bitcoin ETF seekers to submit final changes by next week. We've been talking about this a bit, but there's a rumor that specifically there's a deadline for particular alterations, submissions here. So check this out. Officials from the SEC met this week with at least 7 firms proposing to launch spot Bitcoin ETFs, and unidentified executives from 2 of the companies said they were told to submit final changes by December 29th, Reuters reported, citing public memos and 2 people familiar with the discussions. Representatives from BlackRock, Grayscale Investments, ARK Invest, and 21 Shares were among those meeting with the SEC. The SEC must decide by January 10th on a joint proposal from ARK and 21 Shares. Reuters said most issuers anticipate the SEC may approve several applications at once before that deadline. Yeah, and so by the way, I am now on board with that thought process. For most of the last year or so, whatever it's been, my for fun guess has been that BlackRock would singularly get approved first. My opinion's changed based on new real world data in recent weeks. And you can see that who the SEC is meeting with, the way they've lined certain things up with. I think what's most probable now is, yes, we get approval, but probably from multiple firms at once. So I changed my personal opinion. I mean, it's just a fun for fun guess anyway. But it changed it based on actual real world things that are now known to the public. So, but this is the cool thing. So that's what I keep saying. You've not seen the SEC behave like this in the past because they weren't serious. But all of these meetings, Why would they be putting on a show? I just don't think that they would be. And then this deadline from the 29th, so they can wrap everything else up that they need to do on there, and so they can announce this no later than January 10th. Seems pretty plausible. I'd kind of be surprised if this didn't get approved, because the SEC is materially doing different things. It has never behaved like this in the past. Why would I not think it's probable? And maybe we get really surprised and that date passes and there's no approval. Okay. I don't think that's probable. Do you guys? I mean, maybe it happens, but I think what's going to happen is we're going to see approval by then. And then things are going to go bonkers, and then that's when we find out if it's a sell the news moment. And it could be. My for fun guess on that topic, that idea, is that we do see a major burst in price to the upside for Bitcoin, maybe even broadly the crypto market. And then at some point, not terribly long after that, you're going to see a move to the downside, a sell the news. But Credible Crypto thinks that it's actually not going to be the case. So, and he could be right. You know, he said yesterday or 2 days ago or so that he thinks it's a buy the rumor and buy the news event. That's what he thinks it is. Because, you know, it's normally buy the rumor, sell the news. He's saying, no, you buy both. So he could be right. That would be, like, I'd prefer that. I'd rather just go up forever because I'm already positioned. Like, whatever, man. I don't need crashes to the downside or anything. Just going up. Go on, head on up to the upside. Then let more people pile in, and that'll be great because I need exit liquidity. So we are so close, folks. I mean, it seems that way. Nobody knows for sure, but man, I haven't been this excited about holding XRP and this confident. We'll find out rightly or not in the future, but I personally have not felt like this for the entirety of the time. Like I've never felt we're so close the whole time I've been holding XRP, over 6 years now. So we could get disappointed, but as long as Bitcoin does hit a new all-time high, we're going to be good, I think. So let's find out what happens. Never a dull moment, my friends. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.